lost when I feel like nothing. Always feel like I'm running. Both feel we're living worlds apart. It's fucked now, we lost in limbo. Remembering what you said though, when I asked you if we'd make it far. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be. Then she said no, 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 no. No, 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 you should. I've earned the cost and now I've paid it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, please don't go. I know my face a memory erasing. Been a few years since I heard your voice, yeah. Lost a few here, but it's not by choice, no. Girl, I see your face every day when I look through my phone. Can't delete all these memories, won't leave me alone. Hit my blind side, never saw you coming. You were so wild, but no, I was nothing. And I'm nothing now, nothing's changed. You know I'm just the same. Miss you now, but I hope that someday you explain. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I haven't been on in a few days and I've missed you guys. It's good to see you all. Thank you for being here. Today is September 26, 2023, 9:15 p.m. on the East Coast. Can y'all hear me okay? I'm streaming through something a little. No, you can't hear me. There we go. That's better. There we go. Okay. Hi, how's everyone doing? Thank you all for joining me. So good to see you all. Hi, Brandy. Hey, Cher. Hi, ICU, of course. Hello to all the mods. And hello to everyone in chat and to the replay. Appreciate you all being here. Cher, I wanted to go over your live last night, if that's okay, if you don't mind. And discuss some of that. And guess what? You know, I feel how I feel about the Wells. It's no secret in how I feel, right? But it doesn't mean we can't always look at a different side. I haven't even told my mods this yet. So Chris, thank you so much for 5 months. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. Bitter pill to swallow, 6 months. Finally caught alive. Never catch you anymore. Oh, I'm sorry, my dear. I'm going to be doing some early morning lives in the very near future as well. So if that might help. Sicilian, a year. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it tremendously. I really do. It's been a long day. I've been up since like 4:30, and got the kids off to school, picked them up. We went for a hike later after they got off out of school, and did some, picnic together and all that. So it was a good day. But you can tell my ADD. I just said 3 different things right here. So I invited because as you guys know, Don Wells has been saying that his biggest, and you're going to hear it if you haven't heard it through shares live last night with Don. We're going to go through bits and pieces of that. If you haven't seen the full thing, the link is in the description. Please go check that out in its entirety. If you haven't, we'll do some clips and stuff here. However, Don's biggest his biggest suspect now is, believe it or not, CPS. He is saying that his number one suspect of who may have taken Summer is CPS. So I invited a gentleman to come on the program. Hopefully I'm going to talk to him in the morning. He is a very successful gentleman. I'm not going to give his name out yet or anything, but he's got like a law. He looks like Denzel Washington, actually. He reminds me of Denzel Washington a lot. He's got like a software solution engineer, market directing, very successful guy. He started a petition, and it's about maybe the darker side of CPS. I want to be as fair as possible, right? And thank you, Sissy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Did I miss another one? I hope I didn't. Jody, thank you so much for 10 months. That's so sweet. Love you so much. Your support means the world. Thank you. And Sissy, thank you so much for 4 months. You are the best as well. So, as you know, one of my very best friends works for CPS. She will tell you that there is some flaws. We see it in true crime all the time. We do see it in true crime. It fails a lot of kids sometimes. And I really want to make this very clear that it's not so much the workers. They are tired. They have so many calls that they have to do daily. Most of them, thankfully, but still not thankfully, are revenge calls. What they call revenge calls. They still have to check up on every single one of them, though. Is my microphone on? Let me see here. Echo, echo. Is that better or is that worse? Hopefully, no. There we go. Is that better? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I invited a gentleman on. He is a very successful man, and he has started a petition about the darker side of CPS. I can't have my friend come on because she is still actively working for CPS. But she knows a woman that is retired, and she is going to be coming on my program after that. So we're going to be talking about both sides, and it's a good debate that I think we need to have, definitely, in this country. And the only way we can change it is if we change the laws, because it's not, again, I want to stress, it is not generally the caseworkers, it is the laws, guidelines that they are bound by. Um, they, and they get frustrated themselves. A lot of the caseworkers, they get so frustrated themselves because the the, the goal of CPS, I don't want to speak for them, but the goal for CPS is to reunite the family at all costs, generally, as long as the health, the safety of the children are not in harm's way. Angel, hello, honey. Hello, guys. Give Angel some love. Give her a bunch of love. We love you so much. Um, there has been so many uh, messages, emails, text, uh, just asking about you. And I stay in contact with Trevor, and you are a extremely, extremely valuable gem, asset to this true crime community. And I know that not only true crime it can be very depressing. It can be very depressing. That's why I have a second channel, because sometimes I just can't do it. I just can't, right? But on top of that, there are people in the community that sometimes don't like you for whatever reason. And listen, I don't get in anybody's personal business. I don't care about anyone's personal business. Um, and it should be, vice versa. It's we should be here for the kids. Listen, if someone is doing something wrong as far as in the community, I don't have a problem with calling, people calling it out or anything. Single mom, thank you so much, my love. Appreciate you. It's good to see you. Hope you are well. I have no problem with that. We all get it wrong from time to time. Uh, but then people can get really, really vile about it. And that's when, it can cross the line. And so Angel, so many are supporting you, and yeah, and you take good care of yourself and your family, and don't you stop. Don't you stop. Take a break, but don't stop. There is when sometimes you just need a minute. Sometimes you just need a minute. And that is one thing in true crime, or maybe even being a YouTuber, that we can all agree on, is sometimes you need a break. Sometimes it's a 2-day break. Sometimes it's a 2-week break. Maybe it's a 2-month break. I don't know. Whatever works for you, your life, your family. And do it for your mental health. I know, as subscribers and friends even on here, you guys want to see us all as much as possible. I get that, but you also, I know you understand that sometimes you need a break. Julie, thank you so much for 9 months of membership. That is awesome. I do appreciate it tremendously. Thank you so much. Um, so yeah, so keep it up. So I do want to go over this. Live Cher did an incredible job with trying to keep Don. He's, in my opinion, he's a man child. She did the best she could do. Hello, Emma. Good to see you. Good to see you, my dear. Another gem in this true crime community. I wish we could have more more crime stories obsessed, more Angel talks too fast, more of Trev time, more of the lab, more of Smiley's world, PG, Ziggy, people that just are good, decent people, and Cher did a great job. Yes, she absolutely did. She absolutely did. And that's right. Creators with class. Creators with class. I mean, so yeah. So I do want to go over, he is a man child. Don is a man child, in my opinion. And I want to talk about a little bit about what he was saying last night. Do I have her pulled up? Yeah. I'm using a StreamYard, and I don't normally use StreamYard. So we're going to be going over different. Where am I? Oh, I don't like these windows in StreamYard. Let me see what I can see. Don't like that window. I don't like that window. I don't like that. I'm going to have to customize my windows, y'all. All right. I'm not filling these windows. StreamYard, I'm going to email you. See, I don't like the zoom of me. It's too much. Two in my face. I like to be over here and I like the screen, but I don't like the zoom. Okay. All right. First world problems. First world problems, right? All right. So let's get started.
In Child Protective Services to go as far as possibly kidnapping.
Could y'all hear that? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh no, Cher, you look great. You really do. I love the blonde on you too. Zoomed old eyes. You're not old, Patty. Or who was that? Who was it that said that? Val, you're not old. You could hear that? Okay. I wanted to make sure. All right, here we go.
I've talked to some people that say they wouldn't put it past them. People in high places. I don't know that. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I have my theories.
You just never know. I was wondering, I don't think I've ever actually asked you, how did you feel about Summer or your children in general being on TikTok or social media like that?
I didn't think it was a big deal at first, but
Okay.
after Summer's disappearance, we don't know, if she was targeted or what. We found out, through time that anything's possible. The
Mhm.
things people do, the way they target people, and this and that, and they'll go.
Now, anything is possible. Let's make that clear. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. But is it probable? And is it probable where they live? Not even, of course, they live 30 minutes from an interstate, like literally. And Don will say this in this interview somewhere. He says it. He says, we live in the middle of nowhere. He says it, his words. You've heard my words, you've heard other people's words that's been there, but he says it. Is it probable? No, it's not probable. It's not even probable in the least, in my opinion. Specifically, where they live, 30 minutes from an interstate, like if someone's going to kidnap them, right? And being on a hill in the middle of nowhere on a dead end road in 2 minutes.
Go to any lengths, as you can see from what we've seen.
Hey, Dutch. Hey, Lena.
People will go to any lengths.
Mm-hmm. And maybe not them personally, but maybe they know people who would do something like that. I don't know.
Well, I do know they would do anything to protect the $70 billion they receive annually. They would do anything to protect that, and they would do anything to keep kids in foster care to protect that $70 billion.
Okay, 16 miles from I-81. 16 miles. It takes 25 minutes or so. 25 minutes. 16 miles that's a long way. I'm just saying, it's a long way. People that normally kidnap, it's generally a child walking home from school, walking on a sidewalk. They are very close to their car, their vehicle. Their vehicle is security. It is a way, it is a means for them to exit quickly either way, if something goes wrong, or God forbid they get the child. It is a means, an exit, because regardless, you are going to exit quickly.
I mean, that's a lot of money. That's huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
And are they out there on YouTube creating drama and saying all kinds of hateful stuff? Hell yeah, I believe they are. They're probably creating YouTube channels
I know.
and saying all kinds of hateful stuff and keeping the drama going, trying to ruin us all they can. So they're going to do everything they can. Of course, they, you damn right they're going to.
I mean, I say at this point, anything's.
Hey, kind heart, your comment was probably not removed, hun. It's on slow mode every, I think, 30 seconds or something. So your comment wasn't removed. It'll look like it's being removed, but it's not. I promise.
It's possible. I mean, CPS was there the day before she went missing. But some people say, well, okay, Don, if they're going to rescue, let's say, think they're rescuing Summer from y'all, they take Summer, would they leave the boys, not have enough time for the boys? Or like, I don't know. Would they're always planning on taking your boys like they done? You know what I'm
It could
saying?
it could it could be a well laid out plan. I mean, it seems
So I like how Cher worded this. She worded it in a non-threatening way, which if you give it to Don straight, he's not going to receive it well. We know who Don Wells is after, over 2 years. So she made him think there, oh, well, why would they have just taken Summer? Why would they have just taken Summer? Because that kind of blows it out of the water right there. Specifically, when there was 3 boys there alone all day, right? And if this, and he is alleging, not me certainly, or anyone else, in my opinion, with the brain, he is alleging that CPS may have taken his daughter, Summer Moon Utah Wells. Notice as well in this interview and several others, he might change it now that I'm mentioning it. He might catch himself. But Don says her. It's a way of distancing, deflecting her. That her, Don, is your daughter. You named her. She has 50% of your DNA. That her is Summer Moon Utah Wells. Okay? So, in my opinion, you should want to say her name absolutely as much as possible.
this as a target. I mean, possibly. I'm just saying. I'm speculating that this could be. Yes. I'm not saying this is the way it is, but it could be a well laid out plan. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's interesting as well.
I mean, look at the judge. He got 4 felonies. You know, that
And what were
shows
those
right there.
for?
Um,
Remember?
I can't remember.
So it was
Okay. Has there been corruption in Hawkins County? It appears absolutely. And yes, but just because there's corruption of a judge or any other official doesn't mean they are kidnapping children 2 years ago. It has, it's not even relevant. It's not even relevant. Now, if they were accused of kidnapping children, the judge, for instance, were allegedly, if a judge was allegedly kidnapping children, well, then I would say, yeah, let's look at this. Let's look at this. But the judge had nothing to do with kidnapping children. It was more of, correct me if I'm wrong, bribery. So it doesn't mean, you're being, the judge is kidnapping or has anything to do. It's like, are you talking about the judge, Don? Are you talking about CPS? Or are you just opening your mouth trying to find something that sticks? And in my opinion, it's the latter. Hey, common sense.
fraudulent, wasn't it?
You know, for
Taking payoffs and stuff.
stuff like that. I can't remember exactly what the charges were, but yeah, but they're 4
So
felonies.
so you've got to
Well,
have a new judge put on your case then.
right. I mean, that just kind of shows what these people, family court, CPS, and the kind of things they do. we're on our third caseworker now. Don't know what happened to the first caseworker. The way I see it,
Third caseworker.
you are on our third caseworker.
Okay.
The first caseworker, they probably pawned her off and blamed her for something, but the higher ups probably don't get in trouble. I don't know what goes on inside there.
Right.
First of all, in CPS, there is a high turnover rate. That's not a surprise to any of us. Also, people get promoted, people move, but a lot of times cases get transferred over. So you might get another worker. I know, and I agree that, you should, for the family's comfort and well-being, keeping the same worker is the most ideal, in my opinion, as well. But unfortunately, it's just not reality.
I've been trying to find out through, certain people and resources, and talk to some of
I believe CPS has been involved since July 2021. Now, Dawn says that they were there, June 16th or June 17th?
the higher ups in CPS a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's out of our hands. There's nothing, we're powerless against these people. We're powerless against this $70 billion scandal, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Now you've been kind of vocal about this for some time now. At least I think you started being more vocal. I think you always had these thoughts because I remember one of our early on conversations. You said you had some what people would call conspiracy theories, but you weren't ready to get into it. Was this what you were talking about?
Well, the more I've learned about them and everything, the horror stories I've seen on YouTube and other places, it seems to make sense to me. I mean, look, I mean, this is what they do. This is what they do it legally, though. They lie in court. You sit in court, you're not allowed to say anything.
And allegedly, CPS case closed June 14th. You mean you put 2031? I don't. That might have been a typo. 2021. However, I really don't see how. I don't see, if your case is closed, your case is closed. It's in every case that I know of and have heard of, you are like, you get a letter. You get a letter when it's being closed. Don says they were out there the 14th, around 5 or 6 o'clock, and 24 hours later, Summer goes missing. And to him, he says, well, and then the day after that, so the 17th, they were back out because of the boys. Now, because you have a child missing does not mean you lose your children. Most don't, unless, in my opinion, they suspect something of the parents. Now, I don't know if Brandy's in here. Brandy, Tyler, wonderful human beings. Love them tremendously. Beautiful family. Work hard. Salt of the earth people. They didn't lose their kids. Think of all the kids that go missing that we've talked about. I mean, I don't, people don't normally lose their kids. So, in my opinion, I feel like that case was not closed, in my opinion, on June 14th. June 15th, Summer goes missing. That's odd. And they're coming back out the 16th. And trust me, I know what they look for. I've done foster care for over 10 years. They don't need to lie on you, Don and Candace. CPS does not need to lie on you. All they have to do is show them the house. Snap. It's unsafe. You can't have wires and plumbing from your roof exposed. You can't have that. You can't have your child living with a bed that you most likely took the wood from Tucker Drywall and made a bed that is unfinished wood, throw it in a basement where you guys slept, and have dampness in that untreated wood, and throw literally a futon mattress on it that's shaped like an L, and have trash everywhere, which gives you rodents, bugs, roaches, and expect them to not go, you know what? This is not healthy. This is not healthy for these children. Trust me. It's not going to happen. When you can see water lines on the side of the walls, it's just not going to happen. Mama Shi, thank you so much. When my Tennessee DCS case was closed, I got no letter. I only got my case manager's words. Also, they never tried to kidnap any of my kids. Just saying. Thank you so much, Mama Shi. So you didn't get a formal letter? That's interesting. Wow. So they just called you? They should. You would think they would give it to you in paper, but I don't know. I don't know what's. You said we was in Tennessee, okay? So yeah, it's interesting. So in my opinion, there was no need for DHS, CPS to lie on Don and Candace. Candace has given birth to 7 children. Well, how many, when she had the 4, 110 Ben Hill Road, 3 boys, 1 girl, and then she had 3 previous that were taken. And then you go into this house and you see pipes exposed, wire exposed, mold, unfinished floors. The floor, I mean, they didn't have tile. They didn't have even carpet. It is literally particle board. That had to be really hard on the feet. You can't clean you can't clean untreated wood. Not enough to sanitize it and keep it clean. In fact, if it's not treated, it's going to soak that in, all the dirt and the fluids, and that's why it's unsanitary. Mama, she, thank you again. No letter in my case was even sent to the DA, and they never even notified me. Wow. Do you mind? You don't got to super chat me or anything, but do you mind telling me when that was? Like what year it was? If it's too much, no worries. You can just write it in chat. Yeah, no bathroom walls. There's that as well. Lisa, it probably did. It probably did. It probably did. Every child, every human being deserves privacy. Unless you're like, if you're able to walk and know what privacy is, right? You deserve to have your own space, your own sanctuary, your own bedroom, your own privacy. And specifically, I mean, a bathroom is the thing that gets me with the bathroom thing is you would think that it would be so uncomfortable for Dawn and Candace to, just be sitting there dropping a deuce and, people literally 10 feet away from them. You know what I mean? You would think that they would have fixed that really quickly if they fixed nothing else. If they fixed nothing else, they would have fixed the bathroom. Right? But they didn't. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. In Tennessee, many people live in very bad conditions. CPS will not remove children for these things. They are overwhelmed. Kels, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I live in the second poorest state in the United States. Second poorest state in the United States. I know how Appalachian people live. I am an Appalachian. I was raised poor. But let me tell you something. Poor does not equate dirty. Poor does not equate neglectful. It does not, they are not the same. Many times, poverty brings a collection of extra stuff, but poor and poverty does not mean neglectful. It does not mean dirty. I don't buy it. I don't buy it because I grew up, my grandmother raised me, and we were poor, but we were clean. We had pride, and the things that we did have, we took really good care of. It had to last. So Don and Candace could have been poor. They weren't. They were just neglectful. It's apparent. I mean, I can show you the pictures right now. They were neglectful. They were lazy, neglectful, and addicted. It's not that Don didn't make a good salary. He seems resentful when it comes to the foster parents getting, help, insurance, and all of that. But you got to remember, Don, they're your kids. They're your kids. We, as foster parents, open our doors to other people's kids. They're not our kids. They're our kids while they're here, right? But they're still your children until they either go back or you lose your rights. So, getting a little help is the least, and it's not much. It's really not much. And I tell you something, to be honest with you, if you spend every dime on them, it's still not enough. If they want to do, specifically if kids want, if they're approved to do soccer, if they're approved to do football, uniforms and everything else, they'll only give you a specific, ridiculous voucher for $30-$40.
Your public pretender speaks for you. I mean, I'm not. We actually have some good public defenders, but all in all, we're not allowed to speak.
Mm.
They got the kids got a lawyer there. The CPS has a lawyer there, and
Right.
they just slowly take your rights away.
So did they take your right away? There's a lot.
They don't take your rights away. You lose your rights. I want to make that very clear. You lose them because you are not following the program. You follow the program, they want to give your kids back. They do. They're your kids. Biologically, they're your kids. Nobody will ever change that. But a mom, a dad, that is who takes care of you. That's who loves you, who nourishes you, who makes sure you're okay 24/7. So I promise you, Don, Candace, if you are following that program like you're supposed to be, you're not going to lose your kids. But you're not. Are you?
A lot of people going around asking, have Don and Candace released the 911 call from reporting someone missing?
They're out there. Them 911 calls are out there.
Not all of them, because we actually
Not
haven't
all.
heard the actual. Do you know why they haven't been released?
I have no idea. I thought they were all out there. But
I think if
I
you
have no clue.
do, you want them out there?
It wouldn't bother me. I have nothing to hide.
Okay, because if you want, I
Now, this is interesting because what Don, Don's going to say is he's like, there's nothing to hide on those 911 calls, according to Don. Now, that's Don. There may be something on there that maybe he doesn't even realize. Maybe it's from Candace's call or whoever called. I have tried to FOIA those 911 calls. I have called and tried to FOIA them, and they will not give them up. I know we tried when JLR, myself, Betty, all of us were down there. we FOIA'd a lot of things, but they would not give us those 911 calls. I personally don't believe it's because it's an open investigation. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's something on there that's valuable. I just don't know. I don't know. Could there be a child on there? I don't know.
I can help you. You have to request it, but I thought you couldn't because of a minor, but maybe you know better.
I
They
have no
said
idea.
there was word of there was a minor involved in the 911 call, so it couldn't be released because of the gag order. So I always thought that was why. And that's what I've actually been telling people.
Well, yeah. So the ones who want the gag order, okay, you got to think it's not us that want the gag order.
Okay.
It's CPS that don't want to be exposed. They're the ones that asked for the gag order. But I think that's completely.
The gag order has nothing to do with CPS wanting to be exposed. That is Don trying to paint his picture, his narrative, has nothing to do with that. The gag order is to protect the children, protect the investigation, the CPS investigation. It has nothing to do with them being crooked or dirty or exposed or anything like that. And the gag order, Don, was for you and Candace. That the judge, from what I'm just going to say allegedly, reamed you guys out for not obeying it. Because you still talked on the boys. You couldn't even zip it for your 3. That's how little like impulse control you have. None.
Out of the ballpark now or whatever because the judge has been fired. So I don't. I think maybe anything he said is might be Neil and void at this point.
Okay.
Null.
Okay.
Null and void.
Well, maybe if we can get the actual, not just that the one dispatch like prior, but the actual 911 call.
Yeah.
If you guys can have that released, maybe that would help a little heat off of you guys. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you get the choice or not either. If you think the boys would be heard on that 911 call or not, I'm not sure.
I don't see why. I mean, it's just us calling the 911 operator and saying our little girl's gone. We need help. Please help us. And then that's of course when I went to Facebook, YouTube, and then all hell broke loose. As soon as my stepsisters heard about that, they had to put their 2 cents in and more, and they started all their crap, which they've always.
So I wanted to share, if you could ask Don this. What county is it? I've got a brain fart because I'm live and I always forget it when my blood's boiling. What's the county? ICU, we checked. What's the county where he was working at on June 15th? Is it Davis? Washington County. Okay. If you could ask them, because JLR checked this out, I checked it out. Don says he got off of, he was talking to Candace. He told Candace, call 911. No, it's Washington County. He said Candace called, said Summer's missing. Go ahead and call 911, according to Don. Okay. He said he hung up with Candace. He got in his car and he called 911 as well. If you check the 911 calls on June 15th, 2021, in Washington County, there is no record of Dawn Wells calling 911. So, can you ask him how soon he called 911? Because the way he talked, as soon as he got in his truck, he called, because he would have had to have called very quickly, specifically if he was on the phone the entire way without losing service. He said that they had to transfer him to Hawkins County. Did he call the non-emergency line? I don't know. But I would like, if you would share, if you could ask Don to clarify that. I looked, I asked, I couldn't find it. JLR looked, he couldn't find it. He said he called the sheriff's office first. Now, see, if he called the sheriff's office, I can't imagine him. He may have called the sheriff's office. I'm not going to dispute that. But he says he's driving like a bat out of HE double hockey sticks, right? A bat out of hell. And, you know, are you going to be looking, are you going to be Googling while you're driving 90 miles an hour on a back road? Or are you just going to press 911? You tell me. So he took time to Google it. When he said he told Candace to call 911, well, he's going to call 911 too. And if he called 911, he said they transferred him. So how did that happen? Yes, he was talking on Messenger with Can. So we checked. Can't find it.
Was done.
Mhm.
Basically, the same bullshit they've done my entire life. Same old thing, except for now they've got a platform to do it and spread their bullshit and their evil lies and crap.
Oh,
They've done
your
the same thing.
sisters?
They've always, yes, it's the same old crap, different, just 45 years later or whatever.
Okay.
I mean,
So
they've been
it's
doing this.
said that they won't release the 911 calls because it's an open investigation still.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know.
Well, we can always see, I guess. Now, okay, you were talking about your stepsisters and you sent me a text. I'm confused. I didn't know detectives on open cases could do live shows. Did you know that?
I have no idea. And in the meantime, they're collecting the $70 billion for family. They get a lot of money. They get food stamps. They get medical and all that shit. They do everything they can to hurt the parents. They do everything they can to help the foster family. And in the meantime,
No, Don. No, Don. They're your children. They're your children. And you and Candace messed up at best, messed up. And it's not a lot that they get. So you got paid a lot, a good salary. You didn't have a home, you didn't have a house payment, you didn't have a car payment for a long time. The only bill that you had was electric, maybe gas. What were you doing with the rest of that money? I wonder what. I wonder what you were doing with the rest of that salary. Booze, cigarettes, vapes, drugs, hookers. Those things cost a lot of money. And you see, you said in another interview that your kids are living the high life. High life. No, they're living a normal, balanced life is what they're living now. Thankfully. Thankfully. You almost seem envious of your children and of the foster parents. Do you think the way you are behaving publicly is helping you in any way? Do you think that rebelling against the system rather than working with the system is benefiting you? Because it's not. It's not benefiting you, Don. You can rebel against the system and you'll lose. I promise you'll lose because you're not following protocol. You're not following what they are asking you to do. And this is the thing. You can't pick and choose which ones you want to do and the ones you don't want to do. You do it all or you don't. You go for your psych evaluation or you don't. You go for random drug screenings or you don't. You go to the parenting classes or you don't. I've had to do it because I'm a foster parent. I mean, what do you want? I mean, do you just want you failed the kids, Don and Candace. You failed them. There is nothing that says that you can't change. There's nothing that says that you can't change. We as Americans specifically love a comeback story. We love people who has been down on their luck, have been, that really maybe screwed up in their life and said, damn it, I am going to fight really hard for my family. If not for me, for them. And all you're doing is just rebelling against it. You're not the victim. Your children are. Your children are the victims. You failed them. It's a hard pill to swallow. It doesn't mean that you can't turn it around and say, you know what? I accept that responsibility. It is a hard pill to swallow. I really screwed up. I was strung out on drugs. I was lazy because I was strung out on drugs. We didn't take good care of the kids. The house was a mess. It was unsanitary. I'm ashamed of it. But you know what? I am going to fight like hell and do everything in my power to get them back. But the problem is, in my opinion, just from seeing you from the last 2 years and some months, is that I've never heard either one of you accept accountability for what you've done. And I promise you, as long as you are living this victim mentality, woe is me, everyone is against me, nothing will change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. There is nothing more than people would love to see after you guys getting your head straight and saying, you know what, I don't know what the hell was wrong with me for the last 2 years. I didn't accept responsibility. I was a total asshole. I was a shitty husband. I was a shitty mother. But you know what? I'm going to take responsibility now. I'm going to answer the questions. But more importantly, I'm going to fight like hell for my kids.
They're collecting the $70 billion. Big money. Big
Is that
crooks.
just in your area? Do you know that 70
No,
billion?
this is the whole
Worldwide.
country.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much worldwide, yes.
Statewide
Because
anyway.
well, statewide is 3.3 billion. Countrywide is 70 billion. And then if they can get your kids and adopt them out, they could end up anywhere in the world. So basically, CPS is a worldwide criminal organization.
Right. Now, since you've been
I don't know. That is a question I actually don't know. I don't think that American kids can go out of the country. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be completely wrong on that. I don't know. I'm just saying what I think. However, what I do know is if you go to the FBI.gov, CPS is not a criminal enterprise. So that is totally false.
vocal about this for about, I'd say about 2 months now, maybe a little more. Have they tried to, have they been like,
Bonjour.
oh, shut up, Don, like you're lying on us, or like try to put a gag order on you? Has anyone from CPS tried to stop you from what you're saying?
Not so far, but I'm sure they probably might, when we go back to court and everything. I'm sure that the CPS lawyer will, try to, tell the judge, we need a gag order and all that bullshit. Of course they're going to try because they don't want to be exposed for the frauds that they are. The dirty sons of bitches that.
Sounds like you're just angry because you've screwed up time and time again. And, when you tried to get one of your sons to the side and tried to talk to him privately, which is a privilege that you lost. You are not allowed to talk to them privately. It's with supervision only. And Candace can't seem to get enough courage to talk to her children without having a bottle in her hand.
That they are. Of course, they're going to try. We're being honest and open. We put everything out there. We have nothing to hide.
Honest? No. Open? That was the point of the gag order, was to not be telling people. That's the whole point. You couldn't honor that. Now, Summer is a different case. I don't think you've been honest or open, in my personal opinion.
And we're not going to hide.
Yeah.
We want our boys to know that we love them. We love our daughter with all our heart. And we've done everything that we can think of and everything that we can do. We've been run down, fired from jobs. I'm on my, this is the fourth job I've had to get.
Right.
Everything.
And they take child support from you, right? So you need to work.
No, I pay it.
Okay.
It out.
Good. Good.
I don't know how much you pay now, but it used to be 33 cents a day per child. 99.9 cents per day. $30 a month. Now, that was when you was in jail. I don't know what it is now, but I do know, because I have the paperwork, when you was in jail, how much you paid. I have no idea. It could be way more now. I have no idea. But they're your kids. Anyone who has kids needs to pay for them.
Good. A 911 call, why wouldn't Grandis have called in lieu of Candace? Did Grandis call 911 also, or just Candace and you?
Well, actually, Candace's phone at the time, we just got a certain cell tower in here. Well,
That is correct. When you do have foster kids, you cannot go out of the country. That is absolutely true.
her phone wouldn't work up here at the time.
Okay.
But her mother just got an AT&T phone, and since they put a new cell tower in up here, it worked up here.
I remember that conversation.
She used her mother's phone to call 911.
Okay. So then it was weird that Candace could be on Messenger video with you, right? Because that's what people will say. Well, did her phone work to be on Messenger but not call 911?
We had internet at the time.
Okay.
So her Messenger worked. That's all she had at the time up here.
Now, if you were talking with Candace the entire way, your words, not mine, for 30, 35, 40 minutes from your job, which I don't think you had service the entire way. My opinion, you may have. I don't think so. Now, last year when I was at Ben Hill Road, I had not a lick of service, not 0 bars. It had the circle with the through it. Nothing. Now, whenever I was at Ben Hill Road in June of this year, I had service. In fact, I was live. So it is better now. But my question is, Candace, you were up and down the hill, backward and forward in the holler, looking for Summer, right? You didn't lose service? You couldn't have had Wi-Fi the whole time there. You couldn't have had Wi-Fi. I mean, it don't stretch down to Fred Hill's house. And I was actually surprised in how good of the service was in Ben Hill this past June, because right before I got to Fred's is when I lost service. Just right before I got to Fred's, I have AT&T. So how did you manage that? Because I know even if you had AT&T in June of 2021, you was not going up and down that holler talking to Don the entire time. Nope. Wasn't going to happen.
Right, and you can't call 911 from Messenger. Okay, got it. It has to be actual phone call for 911.
That's when we first found out, the AT&T put a cell tower in, and if we bought an AT&T phone, the phones would work.
Right. And then you got your phones back from TBI, right? Right away?
Yeah, that's all we got back from them. They kept all the computers, TVs, and everything.
Right.
They kept everything. Never give none of it back.
Even
the kids'
still?
game system. Yeah.
I would, if there is anybody in the Hawkins County area that would do an experiment for me, hit me up. Every time I go there, I forget to do this one experiment on Ben Hill Road. And it would actually could potentially tell us a lot. It could actually potentially tell us a lot. I may talk to Trevor about that and see if he'll do it. I really want to know. It does require a cell phone and some knowledge of cell phones. So you can just email me. But it does require you to be on Ben Hill Road as well.
Huh.
Even still, they have all that. Can you go ask for it back, or they can't?
I ain't gonna ask. We've already replaced all that stuff, so they can keep it. Whatever. It's just junk, really. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, truth, ask. What's that one girl's name? They thought he thinks the scent was from you going there. Did you walk there or drive there?
I drove there.
Okay.
I was mad as hell, and I couldn't understand why the cops wasn't going. They're beating on his door.
Right.
So I went there.
Did you get there before the cops, or?
I think so.
Okay. And is that off of your suspect list then, Fred, right now, or?
Well, he's been in jail all this time, and I'm sure that they've taken him in and questioned him, talked to him several times. And,
for sure, yeah.
Yeah, so.
I bet, yeah.
So Ziggy said that they offered Fred a plea deal, and I forget how many days. I'm sure someone in chat will remember, and so much probation, which, in my opinion, leads me to believe they think he has nothing to do with the Summer Wells case, in my opinion. They gave him lie detector test. They gave him a plea deal. He's going to be getting out, I'm sure, fairly soon, 180 days. And I don't even know if it's time served. He's been in there for a minute. So, hey, Karma, good to see you. So, in my opinion, it doesn't look like Fred. Jersey said, Fred, I think you mean lies so much to Ziggy, I would never believe him. Well, I don't think you would lie about that specifically because it's a sentence, it's a plea bargain. I mean, 180 days, if he's not out in 180 days, whether he accepts the plea or not, well, then that would mean he was lying. But
Mike's asking if the summer swing that she liked that you put up for her, was that able to be seen from the kitchen window?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sitting here on the porch looking at it right now.
Oh, you still have it up?
Yep.
Aw. I don't know why I
Still
thought it
there.
was taken down.
No, it's still there. It's got her little purse hanging on it, and some other stuff
Oh.
around there.
Aw. Um. Um. I don't know who that is. I don't remember that. They some people think that Candace went there before you did
Went where?
to Fred's.
She did. She did. She drove down there in her mother's truck
Oh, okay.
and run into Fred was not there. She drove around looking for Summer, yes. When she
Okay.
couldn't find her up here on the hill, she started driving around looking for her.
Okay.
So she was driving around. You was on the phone with her, Don, because remember you wasn't home yet, right? Am I right? According to you, you weren't home yet. You weren't home when Summer went missing, and she had service.
So that would be probably okay. This gets put out there a lot. I think Benny originally said it, and this is no hate to Benny, but I don't know if I've got to ask you. Uh, the police supposedly said something about Candace leaving the driveway twice, so a lot of people bring that up.
Hold on, I'm gonna fast forward this to where Josh comes up. Well, right before Josh comes up.
They would know
Yeah.
a parent would fall.
Because Don likes to blame innocent people on his problems, like Josh, Chris, me, anybody who thinks he's full of baloney. So he said a smart aleck thing to Josh in chat, and he told Josh, "Come on up." Well, Josh took
Fall
his
apart,
offer.
and then they'd take advantage of the situation and screw them over every way they can.
But
I've been
you don't
trying
think
to.
they'll take it serious?
Go to right. I've been trying to go to
Do you
FBI
want the
or
lab to come up
federal.
here?
Gird your loins because there is some foul language about to start. Don starts as usual BS. Anyone who doesn't word, his who pads it down a little bit, he's going to flip.
Here?
Yeah, if he wants to.
All right. Um, ask him what they did to get the kids back. Oh, okay. Can we talk about some of the changes you've made so that you can get your boys back?
Well,
You've told me a couple.
we've been under construction ever since we took over this place. Ever since my mom gave me this place, I've tore the trailer out of here. Had a bulldozer come up here, tear out the whole damn thing, put in another addition. I'm doing what I can with what I got, you know. And I mean, if I had the money and the credit, I'd just have a very big house put up here. But I can't afford $2,000 a month for a brand new home. I don't make that much money. Plus, you know, Hawkins County's got me tied up paying all this money for the time I was in jail, and
Yeah, it costs a lot of money to be in jail. Your blow and goes and your fines and everything to stay out of jail. If you just, stay out of trouble, that would save you a lot of money and headache.
the lies, the deceit. They lied on me on the DUI, said I was falling down drunk in the police report,
You
which was
don't.
a straight freaking lie.
I don't think they were lying.
Oh yeah, they lied like some bitches.
So I don't know if you
They
can
have
see, but the
cameras in their
lab is up
cars.
here and he can hear you.
Okay.
Hey, I thought you asked for me to come up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he did have some things that he wanted to address you with.
Okay, well, all right. What's that?
I don't know. I thought you was wanting to come up here. And,
No, I didn't ask to come up. I heard you.
okay.
You said tell that punk bitch he could come up or something like that. So I'm here.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much the way I feel about you. Yeah,
Is that it?
I guess so.
Well, can we know?
You
Okay.
got something
No,
you want to
Don,
say?
tell him what. Don, wait. Talk to him like you talk to me. He's upset. Do you mind? Don. He's upset, I guess, with you, Josh, because he wonders why I'm trying to put it nice. You have 800 people watching you, Don. We said no threats tonight. We want to do this
I
is
ain't
about your
threatening
daughter.
nobody.
I know. I know. But anyways, he's upset with you, Josh, I believe, because he thinks it's the sister's thing is distracting from his daughter's case.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. You
No,
say
no,
it
no,
then.
no, 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 no.
Okay, sorry. I'll shut up.
No, I just think you're a piece of shit. You and
Okay.
Chris McDonough are fucking pieces of shit for what you're fucking doing with my stepsisters.
We've already.
So Don's basically mad at himself because Don, you did this. Your actions caused this. Your sisters called the day after Summer went missing and said, "Hey, I don't know if this has anything to do with Summer disappearing, our niece, but let me tell you what Summer's dad, my stepbrother, did to me." That was you, buddy. You've been like this. You have some wild things out there. I mean, you've been caught going through panties saying that you were going to pleasure yourself. Do you know what kind of action that takes? You literally got in your vehicle, singled out a human being that you knew of. You knew she was a stripper at the time. You knew that your son, your oldest son, and the woman's daughter kind of had a crush on each other, and you knew she was a stripper. You got in your car, drove down the road, entered the laundry room, picked out the pair that suited you, and got caught. That's you. And you're calling people like Chris and Josh sick MRFers? You must still be on drugs to say that. How can you say that? Do you not know what you have done? Or can you just not live with yourself to think of all the shit you have destroyed? Lives from the time you were 14, 15 till you're now almost 60. Still doing the same shit. still creating chaos. You can't just be a decent human being. Not only that, a year ago, a little over a year ago, they found some panties in your truck then, didn't they, Don? You don't learn. You don't learn. What do you say to that? So we're the sick MRFers for calling out your bullshit, for trying to keep your daughter's name out, which you cuss the police, everybody, anybody. Anybody.
Already had this conversation.
Yeah, well, fuck you little bitch.
Okay.
Fuck
Hey,
off.
hey, Don.
Fucking go fuck
why did you
yourself.
tell your dad that Candace
Man, go
did
fuck
something this
yourself,
summer
dude. Man,
and
I
put her
didn't
in
fucking
septic
say
tank?
that.
Why did that
off.
happen? Why did
Man,
why
fuck
did he tell
you,
the
man.
FBI?
You're such a stupid motherfucker.
Well, why did he
Fuck
tell
you.
the Why did he tell the
Man,
FBI?
no, that's bullshit. Fuck
It's not,
you, lying. You're a
it's
lying
real.
motherfucker.
Okay.
No, you're a lying piece of shit. Fuck
Okay.
yourself. Go
Sure.
suck.
Don got triggered. He was triggered because Josh was speaking some facts, speaking some truths. And this is what he says.
Fuck Chris McDonough's dick,
Whatever.
motherfucker. Fuck you, piece of shit.
You know, be careful what you wish and you say upon other people. You've been in jail a lot, Don. You won't be stealing anyone's panties in jail. You hadn't before. And then he goes on here in a little bit. He says, I really care about that the boys might hear this one day. There is nothing that they will find more offensive or embarrassing, hopefully not, than your and Candace's behavior. The way you two have acted.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
off.
Hey, Don.
Fuck yourself. Fuck off.
You're the one that
bitch.
asked me to come up, Don.
My man, yeah. Get the fuck on.
I'm here.
Fuck
I'm
you.
here
Fuck
asking
you.
you what do you what so what do you want to talk
fucking
about?
straight fucking saying lies straight out the fucking
How's that a
face.
lie?
You don't know shit.
Okay, then clarify it for me.
Mary's in the chat.
I'm telling you, it's bullshit. You're full of shit.
Just like the couch that
So Mary was in the chat. She seems to think Don's full of crap. Most people in chat think he's full of crap. Josh sincerely thinks he's full of crap. And Don doesn't.
Wherever you got it, wherever you got it.
Right, Don?
Fuck
The
yourself,
couch?
dude.
Are you gonna send me a picture of the couch?
Get fucked. Man, you're the one that blocked me and took my
No,
number and
I
all that
didn't.
shit.
In fact, how long ago was it, Josh, that you was in chat and you said, "Where's that couch?" He said, "I'll send it to you just to shut yours up," or something to that effect. And that was, I don't know, a couple months ago, maybe something like that. Still ain't got it. Been waiting 2 years.
Man, I just tried to call your number. I got Josh on my phone. I tried to
Why
call.
what are you calling me for? What do you want to talk to me about?
I don't know why the fuck I want to talk to you.
I don't either. That's why I'm asking you.
Shit.
What do you want?
All you give a fuck is about your show, and you're
I
gonna
know.
fucking go on with this bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, fucking go on with yourself.
I mean, okay, so you told me to come up here. I'm here. You told me as a piece of shit. Okay, is that it? I mean, is that? I'm asking you about.
That's the gist of it. Chris McDonough want to be. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Send me the
Hi,
picture of the
Dawn.
couch.
Okay. All right, let's compare. Let's do notes here. Would you want to be a Don wannabe or a Chris wannabe? Let's compare. Someone who has abided by the law and upheld the law, taken care of his family, loved, helped others, has had his own grief in his family, and still continues to help others every single day, even in his retirement when he could literally be, sailing off into the sunset. Or Don, who has never abided by a damn thing in his life, has nothing but caused havoc, beat the hell out of women, called them every name in the book, neglected children, said his daughter that was Ard multiple times, his words, not mine, took it like a champ, and is a 60-year-old man-child and a professional victim. You tell me.
Dawn, sorry, Josh. Dawn, I was kind of hoping, I thought we were going to go over like what we thought was distractions from your daughter's case, and we were going to speak about it. I don't know. What you think your sister's is a
There ain't nothing
distraction?
to talk. There ain't nothing to talk about with this motherfucker. Fucking.
Okay, well, let's.
Okay.
Fucking get lost, bitch. Little
What's that?
bitch.
I didn't hear what you said.
Get lost, you little bitch.
You get
I
so
wish
mad.
you was-
It's just such a.
You see, Josh has enough emotional intelligence and intelligence in general that he doesn't let this 60-year-old man-child, I mean, a 60-year-old who has a father, right? A father biologically, not anyway else. You lost your little bee? Is this what it came down to, Don?
An angry guy.
Yeah,
You're just mad at everybody. Everybody's wrong. Everybody lies except you. They're full of shit, man.
Hey, you're the one that wants to fucking take all the lies and build your channel.
I haven't said any lies. Tell me a lie that I've said, and I'll apologize.
Every fucking thing you say, dude.
Everything I said. What about you being a douchebag?
say.
That's not a lie, is it?
No, you're the douchebag. Because all you can do, sit your fat ass behind that fucking mic and talk shit.
I saw a picture of you the other day. You're looking pretty hefty yourself, fat boy.
Yeah, I am. I'm gaining some weight.
I know. See that belly hanging over. Calm down.
You know what? At least I'm gaining some muscle now. I'll fucking whip your ass.
When Don said, well, at least I'm gaining some muscle now. Don, I am the heaviest I've ever been in my life. So I can't really talk about being fat or anything like that. But I saw a picture of you and I didn't see muscle. I have no muscle either. So I'm not dissing you on that. But I didn't see muscle. Maybe in your jaws from your bullshit that you spew out. But that's about it.
You look like the picture of health.
I'm doing a lot better than you are, fat.
Come on, you're a lifelong cigarette smoking, drinking drug addict who's fat.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, you're Mr. Perfect, right?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, how are you?
Like, I'm gaining some muscle at least. Yeah, he's like, you smoking drug addict, crackhead, basically. Yeah, picture perfect health. that was life.
Are you better than me?
Why'd you take all that money from that woman?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because he's doing freaking cocaine.
Why did you go buy a bunch of cocaine and tell everybody that you were trying to help your daughter by buying cocaine? Why'd you give Fred Hill a bunch of cocaine?
Yeah, right. Whatever.
Oh, you didn't?
Oh yeah, I'd just go buy cocaine.
Yeah,
give
you
it
said
away,
you
huh?
said that you took.
Because Don still wants to be the cool guy in the room. You get some coke. You get some coke. You get some coke. You get some coke. He's the Oprah of coke when he's got money.
Took a bunch of cocaine over to Fred Hill's house. Remember? After
Man,
Summer went missing. You remember that?
Do you remember? There was a lot of shit that went on, dude. I ain't got to explain shit to you. You can
Okay,
go fuck
well,
yourself.
you're the one that
Fat
told me to
boy.
come up here. If you didn't want to talk to me, then why'd you ask me to come up?
You know what? I might talk to you, but you want to you want to blast everything. You want to. It's all about the way you look and about your show.
No, it's not.
That's what you really give a fuck about. That's all.
Dude,
you
I've
care
done
about.
one show about you in the last 2 weeks.
Man, every show you do is about me because you
That's
can't
not
find
true.
no other content.
That's not
You
true.
have no other content.
That's not true either.
And I can tell you, Don, until law enforcement clears you and Candace, or until Summer is found, we are going to continue to talk about you and Candace, and most importantly, Summer. So, believe me, I hope it's sooner than later. Trust me. But we're not going to stop.
Whatever, man.
Okay,
I have
so
nothing for you. Fuck off.
cool. Thanks for letting me up, share. Hey, Don, God bless you, man.
Yeah, right. Fuck you.
Hi, buddy. It's good to hear from
You know what I think we should do, Josh? When's Valentine's in February? Maybe Christmas. We should get like those little bears that they record. You can record a message or whatever, and we should record Josh, you saying "God bless you," and then Don saying "No, fuck you," like that, and then let's send it to his church. Send it to the pastor. You know, Ellen White would not be happy. She's looking down at you, Don. Shame on you. I think we should do that. I'll even express mail it. Build-A-Bear does they do the voice ones too, yeah. That's how we always end our conversation, standard stuff. I know.
from you.
Yeah, right.
Fine.
Cher brought the big guns out. Mr. Cher.
It's like I'm like, I gotta get the husband down here. This
Yeah,
is
she
not
had
a
to have
chick
me hear the
conversation. I said,
lesson.
I'm tapping out of this one. This ain't for a girl.
I don't blame you, Cher.
No.
I don't blame you. So yeah. Where'd it go? There we go. Okay. All right, guys. So make sure you go over to Cher's Voices Behind the Wall. Mods, please drop that link to share for the replay crew, or if you guys come back and watch this, it is down in the description. Full credit goes to her. Thank you, Cher, Voices Behind the Wall, for letting us use your content. Appreciate it. Means a lot, truly. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate you all being here. Can't stop, won't stop. Dawn is a perpetual victim and a professional bitcher. So, not a pitcher, a bitcher. That's what I call him. So, appreciate you all being here. God bless each and every one of you. I will see you guys tomorrow. I will probably be on earlier, 10ish a.m. Eastern, 11ish tomorrow, on my second channel, Clutch Them Pearls. And the 28th, the 28th, on Clutch Them Pearls, we will be doing a Daisy Basham will be making an entrance. We will be doing a birthday party for Daisy. So make sure you join us over there. That'll be, I think it's 7 o'clock. It's already scheduled. So make sure you see us on Clutch Them Pearls. We'll have a birthday bash. We'll be singing, dancing, doing it all. So love you all. I'll see you guys real soon. God bless each and every one of you. Good night.